All right. See, this is the fun part of tonight's live stream, is that we're covering both William Shatner and Christopher Walken. So I need to hear, we kind of just heard Frank's William Shatner, right?
Yes.
I thought we were also covering herpes.
And herpes.
Well, he needs to cover.
The dangers of herpes.
All right, well, we are talking about William Shatner, and I totally forgot to put his birthday on here. That's one of the reasons why we do this. Let me, March 22nd, 1931 is when he was born, and we're going to do some fact or fiction right now. Fact or fiction! William Shatner was cast as Captain Kirk only after the original actor for the lead role was fired. Lan, fact or fiction?
Fact.
Frank, fact or fiction?
Yeah, that's fact. I did a whole episode about bringing that guy back.
The pilot was not William Shatner.
Yeah.
The pilot episode.
And technically, he wasn't fired. The original lead role was actor Jeffrey Hunter, who played Captain Christopher Pike in the first pilot episode. When the network rejected the pilot, Hunter declined to return, and the producers then cast Kirk with William Shatner, who brought a more charismatic and dramatic energy to the role. His over-the-top style became one of the most imitated acting performances in history. All right, did I give you each your point on that one?
Something on the wing.
There's
something
on the wing.
Something on the wing.
Yeah! All right, extra point for Alan right there. and an extra point for Frank, too, for doing it first. All right, here we go. Fact or fiction? William Shatner recorded an album where he spoke lyrics instead of singing. Frank, fact or fiction?
I want to say fact.
Lan, fact or
I'm
fiction?
going to say fact.
It was a fact. It was a for sure thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you remember the name of the album?
No, I don't.
Ripping people off?
William Shatner Speaks.
Shatner released a 1968 spoken word album called The Transformed Man, where he dramatically recited lyrics instead of singing them. His spoken
I'm
word...
a rocket man.
His spoken word cover of Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds has been called one of the strangest music recordings of all time. He continued his music career releasing multiple albums, including one where he covered rock songs like Iron Man and Bohemian Rhapsody in his signature dramatic style.
Ground Control, Major Tom.
All right, next up. Fact or fiction? William Shatner once had a failed women's underwear line. Lan, fact or fiction?
That totally seems like something Captain Kirk would do, so I'm going to say fact.
Frank, fact or fiction?
Well, yeah, because you talked about it in the pregame.
No, actually, that's just a joke, because then
He
the
fooled us.
punchline is nobody wanted to buy underwear called Shatner panties.
Shatner panties.
All right, the real fact or fiction. Oh, actually, hold on. I forgot to go to this one. Check this out. Blood Isle.
That's the most iconic cover. What are we talking about?
Fact or fiction? William Shatner has actually been to space. Frank, fact or fiction?
That's, kind of fact, but it's fact.
Lan, fact or fiction?
I want to say it's fact, because I think I remember reading about that.
You are both correct, sir. You got your points. Yes, in 2021, he flew aboard Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin New Shepard rocket, becoming the oldest person to travel to space at age 90. Now, obviously, he's not going like outer space. It's right there on the cusp. Shatner later described the experience as emotional and overwhelming, saying he expected to feel joy, but instead felt deep sadness about Earth's fragility.
He looks pissed in that picture.
He kind of does. And now,
why do I have herpes?
A lot of these, I think
space
it's this
herpes.
one. It's either this space herpes. It's either this one or Felon. You can see when they send the rockets up from here in El Paso, because it's around here and you can actually see them up in the sky. It's Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Now, question for you guys: if you get a free ticket for space for doing something like this, would you go?
Yeah, why not?
Yes, 100%.
Really?
You got to find out if it's fake or not, right? See if the Earth's flat to let everybody know.
Just so you can prove it to everybody. Be like, see?
To make to show them that Antarctica isn't surrounding our world, and that there's other continents out around the ice wall. That sort of stuff.
That makes sense. All right. See, I've always said I want to do it, but I think my claustrophobia would kick in, and I don't know if I could. All right. Next up, fact or fiction. Shatner had a long-standing feud with Leonard Nimoy and refused to attend his funeral. Lan, fact or fiction?
Fiction.
Frank, fact or fiction?
I know he's had a lot of problems with a lot of. I'm gonna go fact. I just think there was actually something there.
Frank gets the point. It is a fact. Shatner and Nimoy had a complicated relationship. They were friends for decades, but they also had falling outs over the years. Their feud escalated when Nimoy reportedly stopped speaking to Shatner in his later years, possibly over Shatner using footage of Nimoy without permission in a documentary. When Nimoy passed away in 2015, Shatner did not attend the funeral, citing a prior charity commitment, which sparked backlash from fans. All right, next up, final one. Fact or fiction? Oh, wait, here, I got this lovingly picture here for you guys.
Oh, yeah, pictures.
See,
yeah, like he's had issues with like almost every.
Oh, like I know, yeah, like the big one is that he and George Takei.
Yeah, really, yeah, they hate each other.
Because that was the whole thing, was that he specifically acted so poorly in one of the scenes where George Takei was kind of the star in one of the movies, so that it wouldn't make it into the final cut, was the rumor. All right, fact or fiction. Shatner once starred in a low-budget horror movie where he fought mutant spiders. Frank, fact or fiction?
It's true. That's with the tarantulas.
Yeah, all right. Lan, fact or fiction?
Fact. I've watched it.
What's it called?
I think it's Day of the Spider? Night of the Spiders or something like that?
Taco tarantulas.
Kingdom of the Spiders.
Spiders. There you go.
Came out in 1977. He battles an invasion of mutant tarantulas. The film used real tarantulas, and Shatner actually let live spiders crawl all over him during filming. The movie became a cult favorite, mostly because of his campy, over-the-top acting.
Didn't he also do one with like killer bees, or am I just?
The only one I remember from Killer Bees is Nicolas Cage in Wicker Man.
No, there's like in the late 70s when they were doing those like these stories of like like insects becoming a big thing. Like the killer bees was a big thing, and there was a movie, and I thought he was in maybe I'm thinking of the tarantula movie, but you had like the tarantulas, you had the bees,
or the Wu-Tang Clan. You're thinking of the Wu-Tang Clan.
Wu-Tang.
So one of his co-stars, DeForest Kelly, played Dr. McCoy, started a movie about killer rabbits.
There you go.
At things like this, he did. Was he in Monty Python?
Nope.
Are you not understanding the reference?
No,
Monty Python and the Holy Grail? Come on.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but no, he's not British.